All right, so today's the 17th, not too long before I leave on my road trip from North Dakota to the East Coast, visiting families in Virginia Beach, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and then heading on back. So I figured today we talk about something that's unpopular to talk about, and that's when shit goes wrong, who's at fault, and what responsibility did the rider have to begin with. And I know that, when the worst case scenarios happen, a biker gets hit, for whatever reason it is, we're always like, oh man, that sucks, that damn car, that fucking truck, this and that. But my question to you, the biking community, is what responsibility do we have on the road? And what I'm talking about is, this is our getaway. This frees us from the rest of the world for the amount of time that we have riding. Okay, that's the reason why we do it anyway, to detach. Okay, and then, so what responsibility do we have? And what I'm talking about is, when you're coming up to that intersection, you got the green light. Are you just hammered down because you got the green light and you went through? Or did you actually scan the corners of that intersection? You're riding down the road in North Dakota here. We got crops growing right now. The side of the roads, the ditches, they got, overgrown wheat and stuff like that in them. And are you scanning the road? Are you just riding down with no problem at all? Because I know from experience, a lot more times than I wish that it would happen. You got deer jumping out, you got moose jumping out. What are you doing to own responsibility for the shit happening around you? When you come up to an intersection, you're stopping at a red light and you're behind a car. Did you leave your fucking self a way out? Are you watching your fucking mirror for the jackass coming up behind you? Now, I know that 90% of the time when stuff happens, it's the other vehicle, it's the car, it's the SUV, it's the big fucking truck. But at the end of the day, it could be their fault all they fucking want. We don't have no protection. We're taking the impact. So, we can sit here and say it all we want, but where do we take responsibility for ourselves while we're riding? Me, especially when my wife's on the back, I'm scanning everything. I mean, I love riding, it's relaxing, but if I'm on the throttle, my guard's up, It's just the way it is. Now, I'm a truck driver here in the oil field, so the same skills I use not to kill the jackasses that are pulling out in front of my semi are the same skills I'm using on my bike so I don't get killed. That might seem strange to you if you don't ride a bike or drive a truck, but what I'm talking about is, in a truck, my axle weight that I legally can pull is 98.5, so I'm usually ranging right around that 90 to 99,000 pounds. If I think you're going to pull out of a driveway, you probably are. If I think you're going to fucking pull out in front of me from a stop sign, you probably are. If I think that you're going to fucking jam your brakes on in front of me, you probably are. Now, I take that same probably are in my semi, so I don't fucking kill you for being stupid, and I apply that same thing to my bike so I don't get killed because of your actions. So that's the correlation that I'm talking about between my job and my pleasure. So just something to think about. Like I said, it's an unpopular opinion. I know guys are going to come at me and tell me I'm fucking wrong. It's all on them. But like I said earlier in this statement, at the end of the day, when the brand new teenager finally gets to leave their mom and dad, and she's cruising down or he's cruising down the road and texting away to their friends, and then boom, runs into me, so what if it's their fault? I'm fucked up. I'm down how many grand out of a bike. I'm in the hospital. I'm tore up. I'm out of fucking work. Or worst case scenario, I'm dead. So it's just something that was on my mind. Something I thought maybe I talked to the community about. That when you're riding down the road, have a great time, man. But don't let your guard down. Keep your defensive driving up. And yeah, unfortunately, in order to have a good time, we have to watch out for everybody else. So keep both wheels down, be safe, and when it comes time for my road trip, I don't know how much of the actual driving I'm going to do because that gets boring after a while, but I'm going to do updates every time I stop, and I'll let you know where I'm at. So enjoy riding, and I'll talk to you later.